Wait, yes, we are now live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining with again tonight. I've just realised I want to make sure that my audio is actually turned off. So, isn't it? No, my audio isn't turned off. There it is. It is now. So we shouldn't get feedback on that, I don't think. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight on the Technical Problem Podcast number 2. I am being joined by some guests tonight. I am one of your hosts for tonight, Dexter. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you guys would like to introduce yourselves now as well. So, shall we start with Albert?
Yeah, fine. You know me. But I'm the administrator of Click Clack Cow, which is basically one of the biggest pump sites on Facebook in the UK.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Chandy Man, can we have an introduction, please?
Yeah, sure. I'm Chandy Man. I do a lot of tech work and secret projects.
Well, I can vouch for that. Chan's work is actually top grade. He's becoming very, very popular. And the person who's currently rustling at the moment, I'm not sure if he can actually hear her.
Oh!
There we go. Come on,
Hello.
introduce yourself.
I am me. I am Mr. Pump Fury, the originator of the name and creator of the page. Yeah, an all-around nice paintball person.
Again, I can certainly vouch for that. Colin and Albert and Chan are quite well known within the UK paintball scene, and all fantastic guys. That's why I've got them on tonight. I'm saying fantastic guys. They do give us a bit of hassle, but but yes, I wouldn't have them on the show if I didn't think that they were good guys. So hopefully we're here to entertain these tonight. And first question I would like to pose to you guys. Well, I'd actually like to pose it to you in particular, Colin. What size is that onesie?
Large, extra large, extra large. Gigantor size, I think.
Is it a onesie or is it a hoodie?
No, it is a onesie.
Right, fantastic. So, does that go perfectly with your Newt tip?
Oh, it does. It goes perfectly well with the minion fart gun.
So, I think we've actually got some guests in the live chat tonight. We've got Craig, Paul, and Ben currently. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Hopefully, we can entertain you. So, this weekend, we're just gone. We had Speed Weekend for 2019 at Ancaster Leisure. I had a great time down there. I did share myself at one point, which I probably will mention either tonight or tomorrow, more than likely tonight. But other than that, I thought it was a fantastic weekend. It was really great. And what are you guys? Because you three were also down there. What do you guys think of it?
Hot.
Yes. The only two negatives I can think of for the whole weekend was, one, it was too hot, and two, it ended.
Yeah, that's it. The weather was a bit hot for my kind, but it was actually.
Did it make you poorly?
It's definitely made me ill on the Saturday. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I had a touch of heat stroke on Saturday, which did result in me having to go to bed quite early, and then get up numerous times. Albert can definitely attest to that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, I think it's about basically the best paintballing for the money. I mean, where do you get go-karting, a hog roast, live band? They even had the football on, dare I swear and say it. Yeah, I mean, and we're not talking a figure of 8 on the go-kart track. That was a proper go-kart track, even though that's not my cup of tea, and I just sat and watched you lot go around. But, yeah, for the money, it's an amazing event. And the facilities, I mean, I know this sounds doesn't sound like much, but actual hot running water in the toilets.
Yeah.
That is unheard of in a paintballing event.
It's a far reach from the Stargate toilets of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And even to have hot running water and toilets, plumbed in toilets in the camping area, that was great. You know, for to be able to, in the morning, be able to get up and go to the toilet without it being a portaloo that's piled high.
With toilet paper stuck on top and somebody's footprint where they've been pushing it down.
Yeah. I think most of what that have been going to paintball games for a long period of time. You know, those that have been in the scene for a while, we've all experienced that. Where there's just a poop mountain in the portals, and you think, I'd rather have constipation than even risk it. I'm not adding to that mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's when it gets to the stage where if you need to sit down, you're going to be sat on it.
Yep. Yeah, it's not very pleasant, and it's just things like that are really nice touches. But as I think it was you saying, Albert, you know, the game is incredible value for money. Like you said, I mean, the hog roast. There's the fact that it's got hot running water on the site and plumbed in toilets in the campsite. But then it's got running water and toilets in the safe zone, and it's also got the carton center. You get the go on the carton, which is it is a very decent go on the carton. A bar on site. There's the bowling upstairs. I think you've got to pay extra for the bowling. But other than that, it's 55 quid for the weekend's play, and you're playing on the tournament field on the Saturday, and then in the woods on the Sunday. It was absolutely great. And as I think it was you that said, Colin, the only downside was that it ended and it was too hot. If they could turn the heat down a little bit next year, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, turn the sun down a little bit.
It was actually that hot that on Sunday afternoon, when we went back out after dinner, my head cam has shut itself off because of overheating. That doesn't happen all that often. But it was, you could touch my head.
Because of overheating.
What's that sort of
I shut off because of overheating.
Charlie Man there's looking a bit confused. Have you got anything to put in?
Pondering his next big project.
Yeah. This is it. I'm kind of waiting for him to pop something up on screen of this is like a hint of what I'm working towards.
He's probably more worried about what Colin's going to have him make next.
Yeah. Mate. Yeah, just I think we need like an entire fleet of people shooting the newt guns.
We've already had this conversation for Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah.
Haven't we, Colin?
Yes. Everyone running around minions with fart guns.
Yeah.
That's it. I think we need like about 30 players just running around with them dressed as minions, following Colin. Literally just following Colin everywhere.
That would look hellish. Like.
Thing is, I was kind of wondering, is it Bob, one of the minions that is it the Minions film where you see him drop his clothes and all he's wearing is a thong? That's my costume.
Oh no.
I'm gonna paint myself yellow and only wear a red thong.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Albert's good as a purple minion because he's already got the skin tone down.
Yeah. Well, he's not as purple this week.
There's a lighter shade of purple.
Oh, I don't think Craig and Ben like the idea of me wearing only a thong.
I don't like the idea of you only wearing a thong.
To be fair, I don't like the idea of me wearing a thong.
Getting back to Speed Weekend, do you not think small events like that, you know, when they leave it up to the generals to promote the game and get teams to play for them. Do you not think that should change on small events? And when they actually get everybody together, then split the teams. Then you can't have any of this, it's 2 against 1 all day and use that more than us. And I'm wondering if if an event which is under, I don't know, 200, do we wait till they've got all the numbers, do like a walk-on, wait till they've got everybody together, then sort out the teams? It's just for the last 3 year running, the Joyriders have complained that they have always been undermanned, that we have always outnumbered them.
Yeah. Which
I'll be honest, I didn't even know who the Joyriders faction leader was before the weekend.
Yeah. I've heard Dave's name mentioned a few times, like in group chats and things like that. But I mean, obviously, I knew that he was involved in some of the autococker pages, but I wasn't really that. I'm not sure if I read it out or not on one of my streams. I think I probably did read it out because when I'm doing like the big game shoutouts, but I wasn't that clued up on it. I wasn't aware of any of the teams that were going in particular. I don't think, and this is something I have talked about before. So I think people need to be promoting games more. It seems like I'm not getting stuff coming up on my Facebook or feeds or anything as much as I used to. About games coming up. You'd have mad chatter every time there was a game coming up, and I think people need to be sharing that more. People need to be talking about this more, and that's what I hope that it's something that we can try and encourage, and I hope that other people can try and do the same. But
I've just realised I'm the odd one out.
No headset.
Well, no, not only that, I'm the only one without glasses.
Oh, yeah. Get a set of sunglasses on. Or some safety goggles.
I ain't taking these off because my tears will run down my back.
To answer your question, Albert, though, I'm kind of torn on that because the idea of splitting everyone up that's paid for the tickets on the day, if it was one odd event, I think it might be kind of fun. But at the same time, I also like to book in knowing that I'm going to go and play with my team.
I'm not about splitting teams. I'm just on about, obviously, like
split the numbers.
Yeah, not obviously not north versus south or something like that, but a small game.
Yeah,
where say Speed, there's only 150 people. Then all right, obviously the numbers will still not be exact.
Yeah,
but not as bad as what they're making out. So one side might have maybe 4 more players than the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't split teams. No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just suggesting that, like, I don't know, for argument's sake, Geese go that side, Nest go this side. You know what I mean? Keep teams together, but just try and make it a bit more even. And if it does come to the point that they have to split teams, then only ask. And if they have to be split down, only if the teams agree to it.
I think that's reasonable. I think the only time that you would have problems come up in that instance would be, for example, things like the Titan Wolves. When you have like 30 Titan Wolves book in, that can massively sway it. Because if it's, let's say you've already had 39 have booked in on one team and 49 and 40 have booked in on the other, and then you have somebody like the Titan Wolves that drop in on the team that's got the 39, it's going to then massively shoot up. And if they don't want to swap, it's that you could struggle. It's still manageable, I suppose. But it's if you've got a couple of teams that have done something like that, then it could be a bit of a nightmare. But I know there was talk on Saturday and Sunday because there was talk of the teams being uneven, about literally just splitting everyone, odds go one side and evens go the other. But as I said, I like the fact of when I've booked an event, booking in and playing with my team. But what I think could be a good idea, and I don't know how hard or how easy it would be to do, is maybe sell tickets in batches. So sell, like, say, 10 for the Joyriders and 10 for the Interceptors, and then once they've sold, then launch another 20 with 10 of each, and then do it again and again, so that no one side can oversell.
That probably work.
Yeah, I do think it would be interesting sometime just to have a game run where everybody just books on, and then on the day you split completely and evens. Because it put you against your mates,
Yeah.
but also with some of your mates.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you get it is something that you don't always get to play against the guys that that you always play with. I think sometimes to go up against those guys is actually quite fun to do. You get so used to fighting against them that on one hand, you know how they're going to behave, but at the same time, you also know that those players aren't necessarily pushovers. You know what to expect from them, which is going to make you play harder.
Well, that's why the T-shirts would change this year, wasn't it? Because they complained last year that red stood out too much in the woods, where obviously red, I thought blue, because we're interceptors, we're police. It should be the blue with blue, but they complained, so we swapped T-shirts. They still got our asses kicked.
Yeah. Well, it is a difficult one. I would definitely say the red definitely stands out more in the woods. And the blue kind of it's still a bright colour, but it kind of seems like it's a bit more subtle in ways.
Yeah, blends into the greenies. Yeah.
I suppose that's possibly why, like on my editing software, you've got the choice of blue or green screen, and if I don't actually select one or the other, it seems like it struggles to pick up. It tries to decide itself, and sometimes it'll go with the blue screen, sometimes it'll go with the green screen.
I don't know if you want to drop on comments because Gassie's saying something.
Yeah, of course, guys. We can drop into the comments. Just going to scroll through here a bit. So, Gassie, he's probably doing some last-minute window licking. I'm not sure who that was in reference to. Paul, if he's taking his shirt off, I'm out of here. This might be talking about Colin when he was getting ready. So Gassie again, has he put 5 bob in the meter this week? Well, Gassie, like when I'm actually working on Google Hangouts, I don't have technical problems. Has he smacked the toddler about Ferret and Lincoln's Morrison's? I think that was in reference to your onesie there, Colin. Gassie says, make one for the Blazer, Chandy Man. And I'm assuming that means a trumpet tip. So it looks like you've got another buyer for a trumpet tip if you want to sell them. We have a lot of no's, which I think is in reference to me being mostly naked.
Yeah, definitely.
With Gassie saying he can't find the vomit emoji. Ben saying Dave and Boots, wasn't it? The generals, yes, yeah. My newsfeed has been slammed with topless Dex pics. It hasn't been slammed with topless pictures. You've had a couple that you've been. However, there really hasn't been that many topless pictures of me. Right. Gassie says a lot comes down to who is asked and how active they are on pages as to how much recruitment and banter happens for everyone to see. I think that's fair. And it does seem, it can seem like a bit hit or miss as to how people respond to those generals. And I mean, I know that Rich is pretty active on a lot of Facebook pages. So
he gets around.
Yes.
So I'm just laughing at what Nicky T's just put.
Right. How are Albert? Go for the comment.
Oh no, go on. No.
Oh.
Yes, the wrong person, are you?
Right. Well, I'll jump down to the bottom. Nicky T from Trunology. Whoa. This is throwing my weekly routine. It's not Wednesday yet. Well, this may become like quite a regular thing. So you're just going to have to... the Wednesday show is still staying at the moment, but this is going to become a bit of a regular thing. We're going to have guests on, and we're going to have fun and dancing. And
No.
Did you know? Did you notice that though? We're going to have guests on. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Nikki.
Well, the option is always there. If Nick would like to join with, then he is more than welcome.
It'll be better than seeing Colin in the bath.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Before the stream went live, me and Albert did have the pleasure or displeasure, depending on how you take it, of seeing Colin mostly naked in the bath.
Well, when was the last time you went in the bath when you weren't naked?
That's actually a very good point. Yeah.
Swimming bath.
Kind of defeats the object of going in the bath if you're going to get in not naked.
That is actually a very good point.
Paul just said, referring to Nikki, it's the same as the Wednesday live stream, but with less technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's actually it. I'm thinking in future.
He's not using McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. In future, I might just use Google Hangouts to do my live streams because I'm not having any problems. And I'm pretty sure I can actually stream, or I can share my screen from this one. But I might not. I haven't decided. I kind of like OBS because then I can have the two screens set up and I can. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to just talking. Gassy says this is turning nasty.
Sorry, they called me a blueberry last week, so. And Brendan of Coach Trip.
Yeah, you're more like a pink grapefruit this week.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what I've had to do. I've got a lamp on top of the Mac.
Hey, take the shade off. It might give you a bit more light. Be like you've got the sun in your face. I mean, I can kind of do it as well. I got some cheap lamps years ago, and I have one of them when I'm doing live streams, so I can get a bit more light in front of us. So it's kind of blinding and just
yeah. What you need is one of these as a lampshade.
Oh,
actually,
a bulb in the middle of it. That'd be great.
Colin and his fart gun.
You can buy them.
No.
Yes. Albert needs a billet aluminium lampshade.
No.
I'm actually, Chan, do you think?
Chan, do you get shivers down your spine when you hear that? Chan, can you? No, leave me alone.
Chan, could you fit some could you cut the threads in for a light bulb? Could you cut the threads into the trumpet tip for a light bulb to screw in there?
Why?
Because then I'm sure we could build like a little rig to slot a battery down the barrel. That's activated like what's so a light bulb light up on the end of the trumpet.
So we've now gone from the Minion fart gun to the Call of Duty Zombies Wonder Waffer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, damn right.
You're gonna have three
You're not going to be able to shoot any paint.
We're gonna have three steampunk bulbs on the side of the marker.
Yeah. Chan, you don't need to be able to shoot somebody when you can barrel tag them and glass them at the same time.
Do any of you guys have any ideas where we could sort out the problems with Speed Weekend and the numbers then? I've said about what I think about splitting it. Do you think there's any other way we could do it?
Have a general that's going to do a bit more recruiting.
Well, that was the idea for this year. We thought that would happen, but it obviously hasn't. Again, I was there when the generals were picked because Paul Banks has a lot to do with Speed Weekend, and it was myself and Andrew Seals' suggestion that the Nest lads would be, good generals. That was 2 years ago now.
Yeah. First time.
And that was why we didn't ask some other generals back because they basically. One of the generals, I did more promoting, and I wasn't even a general.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There must be some way of trying to sort it out, because the worry I have is it's going to start getting petty, and people are not going to turn up. Because people are going to say, we're only going to get hammered again this year, so I'm not coming.
Yeah.
You know, if it starts getting to be, you know, and they were already saying that they were for every two of us there was only one of them, and then the year before that it was because the T-shirts stuck out too much. Then the year before that it was what was it?
But the first year it was totally outnumbered, because I know I ended up swapping sides.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was how the whole.
But that was when I was saying that was pure. That was totally down to the generals. I did more promoting than one of my generals. So that's why he wasn't asked again, and that was someone else. But then the other side as well, I don't know if they just thought people would just turn up for them, which it doesn't happen. You've got to push people to play.
Yeah, well, I would definitely agree with that. People need to be getting it out there, and people need to be given plenty of notice as well. Because it's like, I mean, I don't think, well, apart from possibly, well, I know I'm not flush. I'm not exactly rolling in cash, and I like to have it like planned quite a way in advance. What games I'm going to be going to, so I can try and scrounge the money together so that I can put it to one side, and I know I'm going to have that money for the game. When somebody just all of a sudden kind of drops it, I'm not saying this is the case with Speed, but when somebody kind of drops it on you, kind of almost last minute or something, and just goes, or even like a couple of months in advance, and goes, "We've got a game coming up. Do you want to come?" If it's a big game, I can't really do that. And I think that there is quite a few players that are in similar sort of situations. People like to be able to plan in advance so that they know they're going to have stuff ready for it.
Yeah.
So people need to be given those shout outs way in advance of, yes, we are doing this. And then they need to keep that pressure up the entire time going forwards.
Yeah, I'll just on the point that Gassy raised, the first year his faction was full, whereas the Joyriders was literally the SAS team and maybe a couple of others.
Yeah.
It was like there was no promotion from them at all. They'd not recruited anyone, so a lot of people got pushed over to the other side just to make it actually a viable game, rather than it just being a start, walk over, done, start again, walk over, done, start again.
You see, I mean,
because a walkover is not fun for anyone. It's not fun for the people getting hammered all day, and it's not fun for the people who are just like kind of, oh, this is just too easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first time you clear the field, you know, you storm across the field, it's like, yes, that was great, and then if you do it again and again, all right, it was fun the first time, but if there's no challenge, then there's no fun. You want there to be a fight. You want it to be good.
Yeah, I mean, the morning of Speed was really, really tight to start with, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody was really pushing it. The line just didn't move one way or the other. It stayed exactly where it was. We'd just gain a few inches, lose a few inches. And it only started moving when players on the Blues, the Joyriders, started to go in to get re-aired, rearmed.
Yeah.
And that was it. We pushed through one side, we cut through the line, and we just rolled straight onto the spawn after that, because there was, having spoken to the DWG lads that had swapped over to even the fight up, there was about 6 of them on field at that point, which is why once we started to move, we just carried on.
Yeah. But that's go on, Chan.
Gassy's suggestion to sort it for next year is just ask all the interceptors to be Joyriders.
Yeah, so that they can win one.
To be fair, I'm trying that technique with superheroes. I'm asking all the superheroes to be villains. Because villains haven't won yet in the history of superheroes versus villains.
Well, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to come down to. I'm actually hoping that I will be able to play superheroes versus villains, and I will definitely be fighting alongside you, Colin.
Yeah, shameless plug there. Come on, people, come and fight for me. I need you.
That's what I'm planning.
Come on, Nikki.
Well,
want to sort myself a minion outfit out.
You're going to
just get some yellow chalk and you'd be fine.
Well, this is it. Like I said, just naked apart from the thong and just yellow paint. What goal?
Yellow face paint and some dungarees.
If I get that Flash and Granny outfit and just dye it yellow.
No. I remember that. I remember that outfit.
If there's any that will just ruin Despicable Me for children for eternity. This is what the minions really look like under the dungarees.
No.
Yeah, Nicky T's put here that he's a rubbish general and he's one at Star Wars and he's refusing to ask people to do anything. He said he likes to get stuck into organising, not playing. No, I think
stuck into playing instead of organising.
To be fair, when I'm a general, I get stuck in.
Yeah.
Richie really wasn't shouting orders out. I'd be quite happy with a general who didn't give me orders on the field as long as he promotes the game.
Yeah.
Beforehand,
it's like there's a few players that kind of hang around the general and who will kind of follow orders and do what they're told. And those are generally the players that will get told, right, we need you to go here and take this or go here and do that. The rest of the players that go to the event generally just want to go out and shoot people, and that's it. And if they happen to be near a spawn point that they can just flick a switch over on, then they'll claim it. But for the rest of the time, they don't seem like they actually care. They just want to shoot people, and I can't fault anybody for that. That's why most of them play the game. I've been asked to general games before, and I always think it's an honor. But personally, I don't like being a general. I get very shouty on the field, and I'll try and I'll tell people to pull forward or push forward and that things like that, or to move and stuff. But I don't like having the responsibility of being the general on us, because I feel like if we do lose, I don't kind of really want to be blamed for it.
And Nicky T's also put that something extremely special is going to be happening on Saturday at Superheroes versus Villains.
Oh,
what's that? What's that, Nicky T? Explain.
Pump Fury 2.
Pump Fury 2.0.
Yeah?
Try and win this time instead of second.
Do it.
The Fury Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But no, I mean, even in my experience of doing, I mean, I've done a few faction leader roles when we were at Curtain the first time round. Nest did everything I wanted them to do, because I know what you like. You love aggressive play. You like taking things, and you just like shooting a lot of paint and smashing people. Basically, you were my hit squad. It was like, right, this is the next objective. Go and take that. And you just did. And you'd got the guys from the Geese who got all the communication between themselves. They were talking to each other over radios. They knew where the enemy were. They knew how to defend objectives because once we'd taken them, because they could talk to each other. They could tell each other when there was one coming around the corner and everything. It just worked.
Yeah. So I do think that's actually a really good point when it comes to general, is knowing who the teams are that you're recruiting and knowing what they're good at. And like you said, like players like the Geese who are great with their communication. I mean, they're great. I don't think I can really say that there's a team that aren't good gunfighters. But like you said with like me and the other guys from Nest, we will just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until either we're too knackered to stop, or we're too knackered to keep going, or until we run out of paint. And even then, most of them will keep pushing if you want to.
Yeah.
And like Geese, they're great with the communication, they're great with gunfighting. There's fair few of them that will come down and do what you've got all these teams that they've all got the things that they're known for.
I mean, that was a prime example of having the right players who knew what to do and I had a good idea of what everybody was good at, because we were outnumbered 2-1 all day that day, and then they still moved players over onto the other team because they were getting hammered.
Yeah.
So it was prime example of people doing their best or being used for their best abilities, doing what they were needed to do.
Yeah. Definitely. Going back to Speed Weekend, just as a little side note, did you guys see the two rental players that came out and joined? And I can't remember seeing them during the day in the game zone, but they came out and played a few of the tournament games on the Hyperball at the end of the day.
No, I didn't. I didn't even realise there were any rental players out there.
The two were met in the clubhouse.
Yeah, we met them in the clubhouse. They turned up on the push bikes. They actually rode up with all of.
Oh, they were rentals.
Well, they weren't rentals. I suppose they're new players. You know, they're wearing like overalls and rental masks. I think one of them had a rental mask. One of them had a new mask, and one had like a BT4. Sorry, not BT4. It was a
Defender.
A Defender, yes. And
you rode a bike with a BT Defender in a backpack.
yeah,
They come up from London on the train, then rode a bike from Grantham to the site. I mean, that's commitment. That is.
Yeah. But I mean, those lads, they rocked up, and I mean, obviously, God knows where they've rode from. But when they actually came out on the tournament field at the end of the day, they were still giving it a really good try. And I think one of the best moments from watching them, because I like watching new players when they come out, was seeing them climb up behind that pile of tires that was kind of the gateway bunker, and shooting over the top. And people don't expect that experienced players don't expect players anybody to pop up over the top of a bunker for an extended period of time, because it's known as being like the thing that you're going to get shot if you do. So when this rental player pops up over the top of a bunker, was great. He sat up there for ages shooting.
That was probably while I was deafening people.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that trumpet thing on Gav's MVP just sounded stupid. Kaplack, kaplack, kaplack.
Yeah.
Well, speaking Klingon there.
What's that?
He's speaking Klingon there.
What if that probably does mean something?
The Klingon blueberry.
Kupla, kupla, kupla. Yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun this weekend. Have we got any more ideas on what could be put for? And I don't think it's even necessarily speed it's just games in general. Any more ideas on what could actually be done to try and draw more players in? Is it just give plenty of notice for the games coming
Free
up?
steak. Free steak would draw people in.
You did get a hog roast. You did actually get a hog roast with it, so you can't really complain when you get a free hog roast with a game, can you?
Yeah, I missed out on that.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to camp. You need to camp next year. I know you only live at 20 minutes down the road, but you should camp still.
Yeah, there's more than one reason, but there's more than just that reason as to why I wasn't staying on site.
Yeah, we do understand the situation you're in at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole game, the full week. I mean, the first year I was there for the first year. The second year, unfortunately, it was the weekend that I was going on holiday. So I was waving out the plane as I flew over the site.
Yeah.
But no, the first year when I went, I still stayed at home, but it was sort of like 10 o'clock at night before I went home.
Yeah.
And then back in the morning for game on.
Yeah.
Which also meant no drinking, so I wasn't hungover.
Yeah. I mean,
so I may have had a late night, but I wasn't hungover.
Yeah. You see, I do kind of feel. I mean, if you don't drink, that's perfectly fine. Each their own. But when it's an event like that and everyone's at the party, it feels kind of strange to not be drinking. When everyone else is getting drunk. I don't like being around drunk people when I haven't had a drink myself. It just.
I just find it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just like Mario and Luigi, didn't you, Dex?
Yeah. Nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
I think you just killed Chan.
Nothing at all to do with me.
I'm going purple again.
But embarrassed or
No. Cassie's put here when he recruits teams, he goes for gunfighters. If you can't shoot the other team off the field, then you're on the back foot already. Taking
True.
objectives and missions off for MagFed. I love a gunfight. Yeah, same here.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
it,
like
yeah.
objectives are nothing to me. Old fashioned capture the flag. I'm happy.
I don't know.
All
like,
this, do this, do that. Get this suitcase to here. You've got to find the pilot or whatever and bring him back to there. And nah, just give me a box
I'll tell
and all,
you
capture the flag.
the worst objective one that we've played was MVP, which was transport the fuel in bin bags.
What?
You see, I actually think that's really good.
I thought that was quite a clever one where you literally got to transport water in a bin bag so that if if the bin bag gets shot, you're obviously going to lose liquid.
Yep, that's why I think it's great.
The fact that we virtually transported the whole lot and they got nothing, kind of, well,
Yeah.
What?
But
Albert pumps the pilot as soon as he finds him. All right,
Ooh.
cheers, Cassie. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, what are you implying there, like Cassie?
But what? What's wrong? You're coughing at us. Dog.
dog. Dog.
Well, I felt like I kind of had to explain there.
Do you not think the lack of numbers in Paintball Northern has a lot to do with the dropping of the forums? Now that there's that many Facebook pages, and if you're not on that page, you won't hear about the big game, and there's that many, like I say, there's that many different paintball pages on Facebook. It's just mental. And like I said, there's plenty of games I don't even get to know about because I'm not a member on that page. All right, UK Paintball is probably, I think that's about the biggest one on Facebook. But even then, not everybody advertises on them. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's since I started doing the walk-on shout-outs when I'm like on my Wednesday night live stream, I've started to find out about more sites that I've never even heard of. Like Paintball Park Kidderminster is a brilliant example. It's a massive site. Apparently, it's got all of these facilities on site. And until I started doing the shout-outs, I'd never even heard of the place.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of it. And then having seen some of the pictures from the walk-on that were on this last weekend just gone, they get massive numbers. Like 70-odd players for a walk-on. I mean, I think he said 59 this last weekend for a walk-on.
Yeah. Well, you see, have you
actually seen the photos, or do we take that with a pinch of salt? Or
I genuinely see in the photos, I thought there was more than that.
Yeah,
it looks massive.
Right for a walk-on, that's good. Like, yeah.
Well, this is it. I mean, and I think that's partly down to the fact that with PPK, they actually do. You get on the site for free, but it's site paint only. So
I think it is.
Free Dominoes.
I was going to say free Dominoes. That's the thing that does it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean that's worth 20 quid in itself.
Yeah, Dominoes ain't cheap.
Well, this is it. I mean, I think what is it? It's £5 extra if you haven't booked online. If you book online, which I suppose means that you're buying your paint online, then you get your Domino's pizza for free. Now they are the personal sized pizzas, so I'm not exactly sure how much the personal sized pizzas are normally.
They're probably about £5.
Right. So I mean that's fairly reasonable. But I think the fact that it's advertised as free entry draws people in, and I think it's a little bit of a sneaky one because obviously if you don't buy the paint on site, you can't play. But when people see free entry, they go, "I'm going there." Maybe that's something that other sites could do for walk-ons. it certainly wouldn't work for a big game.
Yeah, I got added by, I'm not sure if it's his real name, but Loki from
Yes.
PPK not too long ago, and the pictures that he puts up of games there, it's just like he's doing something right because he's getting loads of numbers.
This is it. As I understand it, I mean, they've got a covered safe area so that you can play, you can go up there whatever the weather, and your gear's not going to get soaking wet. I think again we've probably all been in a game where you've dumped your gear in the safe zone, you've gone out and played, you've been on the field, and halfway through a game when it's raining, you realise, when it starts raining, and you realise I've left my gear out. It's in the open, and my kit bag's going to be full of water by the time I go back.
Yep.
So if I have a covered over safe area, that's really nice. For to have, they've got lockers on site, so if you are a bit insecure at leaving stuff, you can get a locker. They've got a shop on site. They've got I can't even remember what else. I've got it wrote down somewhere because obviously I want to do the shouts.
Looks like maybe worth a road trip.
Yeah,
definitely. I really want to go down to there because it looks a really good site as well.
Yeah.
The game zones look fantastic.
Yeah, well, we've only just recently built a game zone, which I think is called Players Paradise. And for the opening weekend for it, they painted all of the bunkers brilliant white. They just like matte white or gloss white. I think it was matte white, and they went right. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was bring cans of spray paint or just they had some spray paint on site. But it was then right, go on before you go out and play, go and tag the field. Just go and draw stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's like you're going to have people's names are going to be on there once they've even stopped playing. Unfortunately, I've talked about it before, but there is a burnout rate in paintball. I think it's 3 to 5 years. If you're still in paintball after 5 years, you're probably going to be here forever. If you're quite new to paintball, unfortunately, there is a good chance that you might burn out within 3 to 5 years, which I do think is an issue within itself that we could talk about and how we can try and change that. But it does mean that there is going to be players that are going to be leaving whose name will still be on bunkers for years to come. I think that's really nice.
That's cool. I mean, another site that gets really good, I'm not sure on the exact numbers, but I know another site that does get really good numbers for its walk-ons is Skirmish Nottingham. Yes. They always get really good numbers for their walk-ons.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go there because Richie Brun was saying that there's a really good walk on that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic site as well. I mean, we know it from back in the day at District 10.
Yeah. Oh, that's the site. Yeah, also I have played it. Yeah, I played it with District 10. Yeah.
It's cracking site. They always get good numbers for the walk-ons. It's always friendly.
Mm-hmm. You see, what I would kind of like to do at some point is I think it'd be great to do like a tour of walk-ons or a walk-on tour.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about doing that, but the only problem is that I'd have to knock the big games on the head.
That's the problem. Unless you've got serious bank behind you, there's no way that you could do the whole lot.
Yeah.
And it's when you've got some of the big games. I mean, the big games are, they're big experiences. Like things like Mayhem, where you've got a huge site to play on. And apparently, I've said before, I've never played Mayhem, but I've heard Mayhem's basically legendary. There's stuff like North versus South, which is a bloody huge game, and it's on an MOD site. It's on an active MOD trainer site as well. You've got the games that get put on in places like Sennybridge, which again, awesome games. Paintfest at NPF, and they're basically the home of UK tournament paintball. It's sort of like Hyperball and stuff. That was where paintball in the UK really took off as a tournament. Fantastic site and great place to go play. But I also kind of want to go and play some of these walk-ons where they just get good numbers and they play smallish games. I think that would be really fun to do, but it's trying to decide what you can and what you can't do.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have moved. I think this is why a lot of the big games are actually suffering numbers-wise, and why people are burning out of paintball so quick is because your big three big games, mainly Paintfest, North v South, and Mayhem. Yeah, Mayhem not so much out of the three. The price of the tickets has just gone crazy.
Yes,
I mean North v South on the gate ticket this year was £90.
Yeah.
Paintfest is £95.
Yeah, and what can you do at Paintfest and North versus South that you didn't do last weekend?
Very, very true. I mean,
Very little.
I suppose at Painfest you have got like the players' party, but if you're not a big drinker, and you're more than happy just like if you sit in the tent and have a big crack, or sit around a fire pit or something with your mates, you have a
Or
couple
go
of
to the pub.
I'll go to a pub. I'll go to like a nearby travel lodge or something. I'll go into town and go out drinking. Normally when like me and the rest of the lads from Nest go to Painfest, we stay in a local travel lodge. I think it's at Bassett's Pool. And we'll go and we'll have like a sort of a mini pub crawl, and we'll go for an Indian sit down meal.
Gassy saying the numbers at Mayhem, at Skirmish Nottingham, between 50 and 70 for walk-ons, depending on what other stuff's happening those weekends.
Yeah, you see, I mean that's really good. Like you don't hear of many walk-on sites where they're getting 50 to 70 players turning up as regular players.
I mean, Combat Zone, we're lucky if we get for a walk-on at Combat Zone. You're lucky if you get enough for it to actually run.
Yeah.
Just lately.
Yeah.
I mean, 15, 20 people is a sort of a normal walk-on.
Yeah.
And that's a crying shame.
Yeah, I mean, my birthday walk-on was about 30, wasn't it? 30, 32?
I think it might have been something around about that, yeah.
That's a crying shame because that's a really good site.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I mean, Combat Zone was a really fun site to play. The staff were really friendly. It was, the facilities on the site were great. Lunch was included. I mean, yes, okay, it wasn't 5-star gourmet meals or anything, but it was a nice.
It was a burger or a hot dog.
Yeah,
but it's included. It's free food.
Exactly. It's free food. What can you do? You can't go wrong with free food.
When you're on about Painfest and and you were on about Painfest and you're saying about the players' party. I remember having a conversation with Paul Banks, saying about why don't they price the tickets differently? And if you didn't want the free bar, you could pay a little bit less. And I was told that the actual bar is not in the price of the ticket.
Yeah.
That is supplied by Genola Gear.
Yeah.
So the free, the bar isn't, so it's 95 quid, and they don't even, and the players' party is supplied by Genola Gear. So that's not even in the ticket, because I was like, I'll quite happily pay, I don't know, 70 quid.
Yeah.
And forget about the players' party. And and he was like, well, did you know? And I was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, oh, right, okay. I was like, that's one reason why I didn't play it last year. Purely down to the price.
Well, that's it. It's like the price is obviously what puts people off, and I think it's a kind of a catch-22. I think in a way for a lot of these games, they're raising the price because obviously they're trying to make money and they need to cover their costs and all that sort of stuff. But because,
it's a vicious circle. The numbers are dropping because the price is going up, but the price is going up because the numbers are dropping.
Exactly.
Mayhem's never put the prices up.
Yeah, Mayhem. I think Mayhem's gone up a little bit, but not much.
Fiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
not
that's on the D. I mean, if you still pre-book, it's still the original price.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah, I mean, Paintfest and Mayhem seem to have gone where for the last few years the on the day price is the next year's early bird price.
Yeah, which I think it's going to get to a point, and it's a shame for it to happen, but there will get to a point where people are just going to go, no, I'm not going to go. There won't be the tickets sold. There'll be a handful of people who turn up at the event, and this is whatever site does this, where they just keep bumping the price up, and they'll go, oh God, it's failed. And then they'll drop the price down, and maybe it's 20, 30 quid or something for the next year, and they'll start again. And hopefully
that's exactly what's going to happen. The numbers are, I think, at Painfest and North versus South, they're going to keep upping the price until they're like, oh, hold on a minute, I think we've went a bit too far, and then they'll make a big new reduced price.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean. That was one of the best things about the original Super 6 series.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kept all the games the same price, and you had 6 really good big games that you could go to, and you knew you weren't going to get ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because North v South, you're getting the same thing you were getting 10 years ago, but the price has doubled.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But
There's nothing new there really. Realistically, you've still got all the mini games on the Saturday. You still get a night game. You still get the inflatable tournament field. You still get the big game on the Sunday. You still get all the trade stands. You still get great paint. You still get a party. You still get the bar, the food, and everything. But the price has doubled.
Yeah,
We don't see anything for it.
I suppose the only argument
I know there's
against
inflation.
that. Oh no, not non-inflation, which there is that argument to be made as well. But there was the Mech Masters this year, North versus South, which I've got to admit, I really thought was fun. I would have liked a few more games in there, but I also can't fault them for the number of games that I played. I think we went out and we played 3 or 4 games, was it, Chan?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and they were really good fun. The only thing that was a downer, in my opinion, was it was Nest's last game out, and my marker went down, so I wasn't able to take full. I wasn't able to fully appreciate that game. That was my only complaint with the Mech Masters at North versus South.
Yeah, but that's nobody's fault but yours.
Exactly. Yeah, that was it.
And
You
if
can't
you were
blame
play-
the event for that.
and if you were playing with a proper gun, the only thing you'd have getting was cramp in your wrist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
My only complaint is about the guns
And in
that
your cool badge there, Dexter.
went wrong. I mean, damn that event for not looking after my the previous few weeks.
Hey, I'm not even taking full responsibility for the gun. It wasn't even my gun.
Yeah, it wasn't your gun. And I said, oh, it shoots pretty fast. But you tried to fan the trigger and then chop the ball.
If I can't fan the trigger fast, I don't know how you can walk it fast.
Because I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, Jack.
You're a wizard, boy.
Richie Wong's just saying there about speed. Yeah, mate, that has already been mentioned about being the best value weekend.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah, that's it. Everything that you get when you're at speed is just amazing. It's a great value for money. And the thing is with speed is the kind of price that the Super 6 games were in like 2010.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Super 6 games were like what 55, 65 quid or something like that.
I don't even think they were that much.
I'm pretty sure they were around about that charm, but because I'm pretty sure they weren't any less than that. But I mean, I might be wrong. If anybody's got any tickets out there or anything like that they can sort of present to it, I think that'd be quite well appreciated.
Just trying to remember how much Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and how much Stargate, because Stargate was one of the Super 6.
Stargate was one of the Super 6, yeah.
Yeah, because
It was Stargate, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Mayhem,
Time Wars.
Yeah.
Homebush, Campaign.
Uh-huh.
What was the other one? Because the first year there were 6, the second year there were only 5.
Yeah.
There
was District 10.
Yeah, District 10, Stargate, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Campaign, Homebush, that was Back to the Future, and Paint Fest. Yeah.
So that would have been the 6. Because it was, I'm pretty sure, me and the rest of the guys from what became Nest, we played like the first 2 Charlie and the Chocolate Factories. I'm sure we did. We played like the first 2 games that were put on at YPC. But there's other games that I kind of missed, like Armageddon as well. Armageddon used to be a great game. Armageddon, sorry.
Yeah, YPC don't put any big games on now. They're just on the walk-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nicky T's just put a post up, which is quite a good question. Taking cost out of the equation, as I assume entry, paint, and everything is the same day, same for day option.
Yeah.
What do you choose? A walk-on, a scenario game, or a classic event like Grand Central Classic? For me, scenario game.
Yeah,
because that's where my sort of where I went from punter days was scenario games. It's always what I've enjoyed the most.
yeah,
I do enjoy tournament stuff, but it's all over a bit quick.
yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, when I used to play CBBS, yeah, I would find you are really only getting about half an hour on field for an entire weekend because, the games might only last 30 seconds in some cases. So it was great fun, and I absolutely adored playing tournament-style paintball. And when they playing it, it's the speed weekend. Yes, I know, Richie, the whole that's 30 seconds. That's what she said.
Hashtag van life.
Yeah, hashtag van life. But playing tournament stuff, at the speed weekend, being able to just go out and play as many games as you want until we run out of paint was brilliant. I absolutely love that every year, just being able to go out and play the sort of the hyper ball. It's not tournament paintball with inflatables and stuff like I was used to, but it's the closest thing that I'm really getting at the minute. So getting to play stuff like that, it's great fun, but it's still only on a limited period of time on the field. Walk-ons, they're great fun, but they're generally quite small, and you're just playing the same sort of game modes over and over again of things like capture the flag, domination, team elimination, that sort of stuff. With scenario games, you're out for the full weekend, and you can literally, in some of them, be out literally from the moment game on to the moment the game stops. And that is possibly 2 days play. So for the most part, if for value for money for gameplay, most of the time I would say scenario play. But I can't also deny I love playing tournament style games as well.
Yeah,
it's like serious and it is hard and aggressive.
Nicky
And
T.
they're not talking sub-hair tournaments. I'm talking 10-man classics. There will be more in 2020.
Yeah.
I've never played a 10-man classic, so I couldn't tell.
I'll let you know after GCC. Yeah.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing your point of view from that, Albert, and hopefully we might be able to get a couple of other guys on that actually play the Grand Central Classic, because I want to hear what your opinions are on actually going and playing those games. Because I mean, I've got to admit, apart from what we've done at Speed, I've never actually played a 10-man. The most I ever really played at least played seriously, was 5-man. So.
If I've not keeled over with a heart attack, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you need to get someone in the. You need someone in the NHS to get you some adrenaline injection sorts for the start of each game. So you're like, I get your pump arm going.
I would have been fine if people weren't coming up with stupid ideas like put your gun at the start, but we'll start in the middle, and you've got to run to pick your gun up.
And then someone runs with my gun.
You didn't do too bad in that game, Albert.
Yeah, no.
You had an advantage.
Thanks to Richie. Yeah. Gassie's put here, people need to look at the scenario game cooperative. They're running one-day events on paintball sites with small game fees, and the games are run by teams. He's saying that the Wild Geese ran the first one, and Martello was running one, Blues versus Reds.
Yes, yeah. Actually, that's a really good point. Martello is running a paintball magazine game, which is the Red versus Blues, which I hope that people actually. I don't think I'm going to be able to get down and support it, but I really hope people support these because it's like I keep saying, I want these games to survive. If we don't actually turn up to these games, if you can't make it because you've got no cash, that's fair enough. But if it's just a case of you're sat there on the sofa and you know what it is, I just can't be bothered. Well, paintball is going to die. If it's just a case of I can't be bothered, well, get up and go. If you can't afford to play, but you are in the area, go and tell them. Go take photos. Do something. Go ref.
Hey, up, he's on a rant.
Yeah, but I know. But you might even get
calm down.
The organised event, like in the case of Martello with Red versus Blue. If you're in the area, he might even pay you to go out and ref. So you're still going to get to go out and be on the field, but you're just doing it from behind the ref's perspective instead of being behind the player's perspective and try and ref the way that you would want to be refed.
Ooh, Nicky T's just saying there will be an event video from GCC.
Oh my good God, I'm going to be on a video. Oh no.
You better do your makeup, Albert.
Minion.
Hey, according to the was it Soho 52? I'm already a legend of paintball.
I definitely think you are.
Yeah, we've never played a game yet.
No, but
The team is legendary, even though they've never played.
well, this is it. I mean,
Played one now.
when he said that, when he called you, did he call you a legend of paintball, or did he
No.
call the Grizzlies?
The Grizzly BZ. No, it wasn't. So it was. I've forgotten her name. She runs the Paintfest. And she was rhyming off all these names, and she goes, "We've got legends of paintballing like UK Preds, Nam Wrecking Crew, Joy Division, BZ Grizzlies."
Right. Well, I would say, Albert, you know what it is? The BZ Grizzlies, you are a new team, but you are made up of players that have been playing for a very long time. You know, Gassy, you,
Gassy's just put on gas. It was Curry.
Yeah, Kerry. But Albert, like you, Gassy, Andrew,
Andy Sir.
Colin, you guys, you are very, very well known within the British paintball community. So you are, to me, you guys are legends of UK paintball.
We've got 2 secret weapons and all that will, I reckon will surprise some people.
Are the semi-autos?
No. A father and son.
All right.
And yeah, I think they'll surprise a few people.
I'm assuming that's not Nicky T, because I'm pretty sure his bands are a bit young.
No. If you've played at Yarm, you'll have met them.
Are they possibly who I think they are?
Yeah, and one of the secret weapons is also the oldest player on the field. Or oldest player in our team, I should say. Sorry.
Right. I'm curious.
Positively Victorian.
Positively Victorian aged, yeah.
Dex, did you play any of the Wood Bowl tournament at BZ or not?
I don't think I ever did, you know.
I did.
The closest I ever did was I played. I'm pretty sure I played Woodland tournaments in Universal Paintball when it was which is how Bell
just we had a team called Bog Off Brotherhood of Generic Old Farts, and the father and son played on that team. See, that's how I thought you might have known them.
No. I don't think I ever met them. I can't remember ever playing any of the BZ tournaments.
It's a shame. It was really good.
Ben's asking if the Grizzlies' secret weapon is Nell.
No. No.
I could explain the father and son team up.
No. I would love to get Nell back on the field, but it ain't going to happen.
Yeah?
I don't think any of No. He's got himself a girlfriend.
Ah, yes. Yeah. That would explain it. But if they were playing on the BZ tournaments like years ago, then I'm assuming it's not the father and son duo I was possibly thinking of.
One lad, well, the father used to play with Winspear on his team.
All right.
Yeah, he's been playing for years. So Gav Winspear's original team, the Thingy Marines.
Not sure. I'm really not sure. No.
Just see what Gassy's put. The son will be the only player who can make the field Sunday afternoon. The rest of the team will be in the research.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Cheryl already put that we'll have cakes by the side after every game. And goes, cakes, I'll need an oxygen and a defib.
We'll wheel you back into the old folks home in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Cakes instead of oranges, eh? Nicky T's saying his kids will be ready for GCC 2023 and beyond.
Oh, God help us then.
I mean, if your dad's a pro player.
Yeah, we're knackered.
Yeah.
I bet he's already got them training with nerfs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I ever have kids, That will be like what I'm setting up with on straight away. As soon as they get a little bit older from that, it'll be on the JT Splatmaster, like the 50 cals and stuff. Yeah. Any kids I have will be they're going to be born with a paintball gun in their hand.
Well, going back to the subject of the sort of one-day events, I mean, you look at fairly recently, we had the Red Alert games by
Yes, yeah,
Going Postal,
Mm-hmm.
with the cartel game up at BZ
yeah,
for
Cartel was.
Going Postal.
yeah,
But they know how to put a cracking one-day event on.
yeah.
They really do. I mean, and their game objectives are always hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Cartel
the
was.
Cartel was just hilarious. We were going around looking for little bags of flour and little tubes that are supposedly meth and everything. You've got to go and take them to the banker to go and sell them so you can put cash in your teams. It was really, really good.
Yeah. You see, I like stuff like that where events come up with pretty original ideas. Even if, like, they start off with an original idea and then run with it. It's the fact that they've put the time and effort in to create something new and not just go, like, direct rip-off, here you go. It's, like, it's stuff like that. It makes the games special and it makes them more memorable.
Yeah,
And, yeah, go on.
Is Nicky trying to say he's got him clay shooting by that? Because he's saying there's none of that Nerf rubbish.
Well, the fact that I'm glad you pointed out that they were clear shooting, because I was getting kind of worried they're doing gangland stuff.
Doing drive-bys.
Yeah.
Gassie's saying he needed a translator for Witsy's safety briefings that he doesn't speak Southern.
Yeah. Just
don't speak carrot cruncher.
Right. I'm trying to see if we've missed anything else here. What's this Paul Cross blueberry porn?
It's starting again, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh dear.
Benson, hashtag sausage party and hashtag van life.
Nicky Team, hashtag Manchester Life.
Gassie's just put Nicky T is lovely in public, but a drill sergeant from platoon when he gets home with his lads. Sorry, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
brilliant film, but that's kind of worrying. I can remember how he spoke to the guys in the platoon.
Oh, I can start rhyming off word for word, but I'll not. Obvious reasons.
No, there's a bit too much swearing in that one.
It's like a film of two halves, isn't it? It's like when they go to Vietnam, it's nah.
Yeah,
I like it when they're in the training.
Yeah, that's it. It's the bit when they're training is the best part of the film. Yeah. But
life not north of Manchester. So Ben just put hashtag life north of Manchester. This is my rifle. Yeah.
This is for firing and this is for fun.
I think that's about the only clean bit you could see from that film, isn't
it? Yeah. And there we go. He's starting to reel it off. So, I think I'll have. I suppose I'm going to mention it, but I took out the Planet Eclipse EMEC this weekend, and I'm not going to go into details about it, but I can't believe how good that gun is for a low end marker. I wouldn't even say it's a low end marker, but a marker that's actually designed to be used by rentals as well.
Yeah,
that's a really good marker.
Genuinely incredible. I mean, I am not an Eclipse fan. Everybody knows this. I'm not an Eclipse fan.
Yeah.
I like using stuff that's not Eclipse because I like using stuff that's a bit off the wall and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Eclipse is
I totally get that. Yeah.
But that EMEC is just incredible. They're just super quiet. You can shoot them so fast.
Yeah.
For a mech, they're insane.
Yeah.
Should be a lot more expensive than what they are.
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
what,
I think
I could understand them being sold for a lot more.
Stop taunting me, Gassy. But honestly, the EMEX are just out of like Albert says, they should cost more than they do.
Yeah.
I genuinely think Eclipse could have sold those for more than what they're charging for them.
Yeah.
The only reason they are charging what they're charging is because they want to get them into the rental market, which they already are. I know Link at Combat Zone have got a good selection of them as upgrades. So if you go down to Combat Zone for a normal punt a day, you can pay a tenner and you can upgrade to an EMEC.
That's a good thing, that. You know, pay a
right.
tenner to get a way better gun. Yeah.
And it's not just like a Tippin 98 with a long barrel.
Yeah, I mean, for a punter, they probably don't quite understand how much of an upgrade it actually is.
Yeah,
it's like, pay for the upgrade. You'll thank me later.
Well, I was talking. I'm not sure if it was just China or if it was who it was. I was talking to the other day, but I think most players that have been around for a while have played all the rental customers on the day up against like the handful of normal players that are there. I think everyone has played that game at some point.
Yes, definitely.
If you had a fleet of Eclipse EMEX, I would actually be worried. If you had rental players out for a few games to actually learn how to use the markers, and then you want to put them up against, like even just a small squad of regular players, they could actually do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, they are absolutely incredible. I mean, anyone who is an experienced player will first thing they will do is slap a different barrel on it. But the minute you do that, that's it. I mean, I have played but I think the last 3 walk-ons down at Combat Zone I have played with my pump and an EMEC. And that's it.
Yeah.
Because it is that good. It's as fast, if not faster, than most of the electros. If you're on a 10 BPS cap, you can easily hit that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Which is why
you can.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you can easily outshoot a gravity hopper easily.
Well,
but you slap a force feed hopper on it, and you're golden.
Well, that was it. I mean, I played the weekend with my rotor on mine because I didn't actually have the PAL loader at the time. I would have loved to have had the PAL loader on, but unfortunately, I didn't have that in time. But the rotor on it, I played all day Saturday with the stock barrel. I played Sunday morning with the stock barrel, and then I moved over onto my own barrel. And it went from having like a sort of the sound signal changed audibly, but the performance wasn't actually that much better. I found that the stock barrel shot really straight and really nicely. Now that could have just been that maybe I was using a bigger ball paint, and I was getting a better ball to ball consistency, but like ball match. But it shot really, really nice, and that's like I said, it's a low end. It's a budget marker.
Yeah, I mean, I've played. Like I say, I've played walk-ons and stuff. I took my EMEC out in the afternoon with the trumpet tip, and you never ever feel outgunned with it.
No.
Which, if you took a Tipman 98 or an FT12 out into a normal scenario game, even a small one like Speed, you can feel a bit sort of like, I'm going to struggle here.
Yeah. Well, I've got
never feel it.
Yeah, well, I've actually got a Tipman 98 that I've been planning on having a bit play with because I kind of want to see how well I can hold up in normal games with a Tipman 98. I've never actually ever played a game with a Tippy 98 before, but
I've got a Tippy 98 tucked away that I picked up for about 20 quid that's got a flat line, and I put a mag-fed adapter on it for the
cool.
Mags.
Yeah. Well, I've got my
take out for a game.
I got my 98 off Chandy Man. And it's been sitting in a box, and I'm just waiting for an opportunity to take it out. I kind of want to just use it as a walk on, so I'm not wasting loads of money going to a big game. But I know I would not have felt comfortable taking that on the tournament field at speed. The EMEC took it out, and it was not an issue. It was, and like you said, I didn't feel outgunned. I mean, yeah, okay, I had a single trigger, and I wasn't rattling away on the trigger. But I didn't feel outgunned. I felt like I was able to keep up. I was able to compete. The shots were accurate. It was a great piece of kit to play with.
Yeah.
Cassie's actually saying he played the whole Mayhem event with an EMEC last year. It just made him smile all weekend. Well, that was it. That was pretty much how I felt this weekend. And I don't normally play with semi-automatics. And but to do that and play with that thing, I also didn't feel like I was overboard. I didn't have the capacity to be able to rain paint on people, but I wasn't also held back. If that makes sense.
The other thing with the EMEC is it's one of those markers where, because it's an Eclipse marker, you could just chuck it in your kit bag on its, not in a box or anything, just chuck it in the bottom of your kit bag where it gets covered in crap and paint and everything out the bottom of your bag gets covered in it, sweat and everything, manky. You know for a fact that if your high-end electro, your cocker or whatever you're running as your normal everyday marker, if that goes down, you can go into your bag, pull that out the bottom of it, and it's going to work. Yeah. Well, it's going to work well. Yeah. And
that is the nice thing about it being made out of GRN rather than anodized aluminium. You don't have to worry about anything getting scrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll take a knock. It's just a hardy thing that you can just chuck in the bottom of your kit bag, and it'll shoot really high quality paint as well without breaking.
Well, I've got to admit, I'm not totally clued up. I know, like, once you start going into like GI 4 and 5-star and stuff, that's starting to go into like tournament and high level grade. But I can't, other than that, say that I'm a big, like, I've got much knowledge on what is and isn't really high end stuff. So, I mean, when I was playing tournaments, if you got your hands on proto paint, that was considered to be quite good stuff at the time. But other than that, I don't really know. But I shot Midnight through that all weekend, and it shot flawlessly. And I took loads of people out, and especially on Saturday, playing on the tournament field with that thing, and it was absolutely amazing. I loved the entire weekend with it.
Yeah, I mean, I was putting. I put 4-star through mine. Mm-hmm. Shot that without any breaks.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I had a break with 4-star at the weekend was when I double pumped on Sniper, which is, you're expecting trouble when you do that. But when heat of the moment, you've pumped it, you've cocked it, you're ready to fire, and then you panic and pump it again. It happens.
You all do that.
Yeah.
You forget that you've cooked it. You see a guy, so you cook it again and shoot it, and then you've got 2 balls fly out.
Or you think that you got a roll out because you pushed the ball past the D-tents, and then you cock it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I would say it's shot 4-star flawlessly, and if you actually look at the I forget what the name for the engine is in it. The Gamma Core. You look at the Gamma Core, it is ridiculously similar to the CS2.
Yeah.
Like crazily similar to when you consider you talking a 200-pound gun to a 1,500-pound gun.
Yeah.
The drivetrain is almost identical. I say almost. It's not identical, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
I like how they're selling it as a upgrade. Normally, when sites do upgrade to punters, it's like a Sierra 1, which is basically the Tippmann 98 with a shell on it. And then the next one is maybe a Tippmann 98 with a bit longer barrel, and they're calling it a Sniper. Yeah. And then they're lucky if they might even get an A5.
Yeah.
At least they're offering them a decent gun.
Yeah. The trouble is, though, if they have those 4 options you've just mentioned, including the EMEC, somebody that doesn't know is going to go and pick the one that looks like a submachine gun or a sniper.
Yeah. Because they're going to relate what they see in the window at the side to what they know from Call of Duty.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to say, just put up, it deserves a shout out that the photos that Cheryl took this weekend were fantastic.
I've already put
a couple of.
Yep.
Yeah, there were a couple of other photographers out there as well that took some
Yeah.
fantastic photos.
Well, I haven't
Yeah.
seen them. I've only seen Cheryl's, and I've already said on Facebook they're absolutely spot on. It's brilliant. Over the
Yeah.
moon that she does it, but she,
Fantastic.
Well, I was saying, I know Cheryl did it, and Cheryl got like great photos. Cheryl seems to have she's really good at catching people off guard, which they're always the best photos. And normally she catches people off guard who then realize like just what she's done. Like I'm pretty sure she caught you like that, Albert.
yes, because she knows I don't like me photo took when I've got my mask off. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, don't take your mask off then.
But she's really good at doing that, and they're always the best photos. And then I think you had was it some DWG that there was somebody from them that was taking photos.
Yeah, DWG was taking photos. They were fantastic. Another fantastic bunch of photos.
oh, that's all for them.
Yeah.
If you look up DWG's team page, they're all uploaded on there.
And then I think that there was somebody. I think there might be somebody that was working for the site that was taking photos as well. But obviously, I don't know what's happening with them. I don't know if it was actually somebody that was working for the site. I'm still.
Yeah, I've seen some other photos somewhere, but I can't remember who it was that had taken them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd say I don't think there was a bad photo taken that weekend.
Yeah,
Well, none that we've seen anyway.
Yeah, Gassie's just put on saying that he sells my soul to you, Dex.
Yeah.
In bulk.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Every freckle is a soul that I've received.
You'll be one big freckle soon.
Yeah, it's possible.
Better than a blueberry. I've even messed up with the light, and I've noticed it's going to get. Oh, it's done my head in.
Just take the lampshade off.
Just embrace it. Embrace the blueberryness.
Yeah. Embrace your berryness. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
I would take the lampshade off, but I'd have to take the bulb out and undo the lamp because it's one of them ones.
Right.
Better than last time, because if I knock it off, it's worse.
Yeah, you definitely go blue.
Yeah, you look like you've been holding your breath for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not getting your own way, so you're going to turn the lamp off so it looks like you've held your breath.
like some 2-year-old, I'm going to hold my breath until I get what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
You've got to come to, Colin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to change your world.
Yeah. Have you seen the photos? I thought it was quite good. You know, Thanos, and he clicks his fingers and people disappear. Or you just see this wife with a pen and the like, finger disappears and the guy's paintball gun vanishes.
Yeah.
So if one disappears, I've got plenty more to go at.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. Yes.
Someone on Blake was asking, so how many have you actually got? Last time I totted up, I lost count at 20, and then he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I says, "Well, how many PlayStation games have you got?" He's like, "Oh, well, I've got 40 odd." I says, "Well, there you are then."
Yeah.
My guns are your PlayStation games.
I bet Richie One could beat that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, he could with just pumps.
Yeah. I don't even dare guess how much Richie's actually got his hands on.
I think if he put them all under his bed, he'd be out the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul says only 20.
I said at 20. I lost count at 20. I ran out of digits to count them on.
Yeah, you have to take your socks off. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I haven't got 10 fingers. I haven't got 20 fingers.
Why? Why haven't you got 20 fingers?
I'm not from the swamps.
You're not from Newcastle. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a bit more.
I'm not either. In all fairness. Look.
Oh dear.
What? Yeah, Ben's just put a force bolt stick make pump. I don't know what
Yeah.
that's.
You're on about trying to pump me EMAC.
Yeah, I reckon we should. I reckon if anyone
Right,
can, the
okay.
Chandy Man can.
No.
Because he sticks it on a
That's
lathe
bluff.
and makes it into something else.
Pump EMAC would be quite interesting, but I think it'd be nigh on impossible.
Nah. If anyone can do it, the Chandy Man can.
No, I'm not
But
doing
we
it.
don't.
No,
We
not doing it.
You are like, you are Chan.
No.
No,
Yes, you definitely are.
I'm waiting for. Well, Chan knows what I'm. Yeah, what I'm waiting for.
For them first.
The only pumping going on will be hashtag van life.
Oh,
Oh, well. Is that enough, or is it?
I'm hoping he'll be able to turn one of my guns that never gets used into a mech.
E-pump. E-bladed pump.
Well, actually, is the Tipman C3 E-pump?
Chan's face.
I think he's give up.
He's had a mad week. He's had a crazy week sorting a beautiful E2 bladed Resi out, and then I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
His face when we're about pumping the Blazer, that was actually got a bite out of him with that one.
yes, but the thing, Palmer's do a pump kit for the Blazer. Palmer's
Yes, they do.
makes the
Yep.
Blazer, so it's not that bad. It's not like sticking a pump kit on a DT2.
That's like buying a racehorse and breaking one of its legs.
nah, it's not.
Making it better.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's like giving it an extra leg so it can run faster.
Gazzy's like, no.
No.
But like giving it an extra leg, which you've got to pump to make it run faster.
Well, all right, that's supposed to like sticking a jockey on its back and then you can give them a whip. Makes it run faster, don't it?
Yeah, I do want to just say a massive thank you to the Nest guys, particularly Chan, for doing a lot of really, really nice and very technical work to create a very, 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 very nice bladed Resurrection.
Well, you're saying the Nest guys, but I cannot take any credit for that. Yep.
So you kept the secret. You kept the site. You kept the surprise a secret. So that deserves recognition in its own, because I know what a blabbermouth you are.
I didn't think I was that bad. Oh no, that's just not on. I have kept many secrets, and just to let you know, some of them.
Yeah, it may have been a bit temperamental at the weekend, and it didn't want to work at the weekend, ironically. But ironically, I got it home and tried it last night and tonight, and it shot beautifully. It just didn't want to work at the weekend.
Too hot.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think it was. It was just like and nothing seemed to want to do out.
So no, I've had enough. No, can't do it.
Big mouth, big belly button.
I think that's meant to be about me there. My belly button is not that large. It's just very deep.
No, sorry, Gassy. The Blazer, an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. No, I'm sorry, that is a pump. Well, no. I cannot agree with that. Definitely pump.
No.
Sorry. Yes.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yes.
I'm afraid I'd have to agree that statement does suit a pump gun more so than anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe a cocker your Blazers, yes, it's starting to come into that, but
Yeah,
primarily pumps.
yeah,
They were the original.
Right. Well, if you're going to go down that route, the pump is the club, and the blazer is the saber.
no, just no.
The pump is the pump is the lightsaber. The blade.
The blazer is like it's a blaster.
Yeah, of a stormtroopers who got it now.
That blazer hits literally anything you point it at.
That thing is like kind of that does shoot lasers.
Well, Chan, I would like to point out that you didn't shoot me with it.
You were on the same team.
You still didn't shoot us with it.
Yeah, it just goes to show he didn't point it at you.
That's irrelevant. The fact that you didn't point it at us is irrelevant.
Anything that's in front of it. If you're in front of it, you're gone.
I've got to admit, Colin, there was a few times when you were like testing the trumpet barrel behind us, or like firing it near us. I was a bit wary because it's like I know that you can't tell where the actual tip of that is when you're firing it. I very easily take a shot right behind the ear here.
Yeah, but my sighting is like 3 inches offset.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how. It must be quite difficult to actually shoot that reliably. It's as fun as anything, but for actually to shoot it reliably.
Believe it or not, I didn't actually find it too bad. But what I found myself doing was I don't know what everyone else does, but my usual is to sight down the side of the marker.
Yeah.
Just down the side of the marker. I was finding what I was doing instead of that was sighting down the side of the hopper.
Right.
So it was sort of like just aiming with the side of the hopper instead. So but with the rotor, it's a bit awkward because it's rounded.
Yeah.
But it worked. I was getting accurate shots. I was taking people out with it.
Yeah.
It was taking a couple of shots to get it a bit more on target, but
yeah. Hey, the fact that you're taking people out with it is brilliant.
And barrel tagging people.
Yeah.
Barrel tagging Ollie from Mechanical Masters was highlight of the day for me.
Yeah, I do think that was pretty damn good. That.
Yeah, he spat his dummy about it though, didn't he?
Yes, because I had a bit of an issue where my armband had come off, where I was using an elasticated armband with Velcro that was probably bought about 30 years ago when the site opened.
One, wasn't it?
It was what?
A Dark Sports one. That shows you how old it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Sports armband. So that's how old it was. So yeah, it had come off at some point. I didn't feel it come off, so as far as I knew, it was still there.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was pointed out after I barrel tagged him that I hadn't got an armband on. I should have been there wearing an armband.
Yeah.
The fact that as I approached him, he'd never even looked at me, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he put it on Facebook on his post.
Yeah.
He only realised I hadn't got an armband after I'd barrel tagged him and he'd taken it.
Yeah.
But yes, that was highlight of the day because I barrel tagged Spider, 2 others around Ollie, and then Ollie, and then as per normal, when you do get round behind the enemy and you start barrel tagging, you get shot by your own.
Yeah.
Because what's he doing? It must be the enemy is in front of us.
Yeah. Well, you see, if he'd had an armband on, that wouldn't have happened.
No, I don't think it would have. I think it would have still happened.
Yeah, it would more than likely happened. Yeah.
It's like when I got shot by my own team and I was told it was my own fault because I had a pump gun and I should have been at the back.
I told you when you said that happened, what you should have said to the guy that did it. Well, if you're shooting me because I've got a pump gun and I'm supposed to be at the back, what are you doing?
Why aren't you in front of me?
Yeah. Or just humiliate them and say, well, I am at the back. What are you doing here?
I've had a few people like say that to me, like, "Oh, why are you playing with a pump? This is not a sneaky game and stuff." And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, you haven't seen the way that we play pump as like myself, Colin, and you. We're always at the front.
Yeah.
Just because we've got a pump gun doesn't mean that we're right in the thick of it.
Just because I have to like manually recock the marker doesn't make us a sniper.
Yeah.
No.
I've had this conversation with a few people.
Yeah.
Dave, what's
It
on
might,
the bottom?
it might be sniper, but that's because the original pump by Bud Orr was called a
Yeah,
sniper.
sniper, yeah. But using a sniper does not make you a sniper.
No.
Right, anyway, guys, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to kind of leave here. Unfortunately, when I leave, that means that I will have to stop the live stream. It's been a pleasure, as always, talking to you guys.
You can see the thumb coming down from above, can't you? You
Well,
can see the thumb on top of his head.
it's. I did get wrong off the live last time, but also the neighbours weren't happy with the amount of noise I was making.
Oh, aye. That's got nothing to do with the live stream, that though.
No, it has.
Well, that was a different live stream. But,
Aye. Yeah.
no, I have been told I've got to keep
different
voice down
tube.
after a certain time, so there is a bit of that. So, anyway,
It wasn't YouTube, that one. That was a different tube.
yeah, I have no idea what you mean. I'm innocent. Anyway, right, guys. So, thank you very much for joining us. Is anybody got any parting words that they'd like to say tonight to the audience? Then,
You've been wonderful, audience.
Yep.
And another thank you to everyone who put on a fantastic weekend this weekend.
And to Cheryl for them mint photos.
yeah,
Yes, Cheryl,
definitely.
fantastic photos, and brownies as usual. The Going Postal guys for the marshalling, which was as usual spot on.
Oh, they are one of the best martial teams in the UK.
Yeah,
full
hands down, the best.
Yeah.
They are literally the best martial team in the country. Ancaster themselves, because it was fantastic
Sparky,
start.
yeah.
And everyone who went, great game. Thank you to Mr. Chan for my resi because it's beautiful, and my trumpet tip. The trumpet tip takes the biscuit.
Colin, is there any chance you can give her one note on it? Or is it
No, not on the back. It just goes. It doesn't work without a barrel on it.
Mind
First
that,
Minions Falcon, though.
yeah. Before I go here, I just want to point out nobody told me that Cheryl had brought cakes. I am devastated.
It's a foregone conclusion. Cheryl bringing cakes to a paintball game is a foregone conclusion. There will be cakes somewhere at some point.
Chocolate muffins with Oreos in the middle.
Yeah, Oreo brownies. Nom, 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 nom.
I got no brownie. I'm highly offended by this.
Well, you should have opened your eyes.
Yes, I probably should have. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I would just like to say that to those that are viewing, I second what these guys have said. The Go Postal team are fantastic. The site and the site owner, absolutely fantastic for this weekend. Thank you very much for everyone that made it a great weekend. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't know what to say.
Good stuff at the weekend as well. Some really, really, really good scraps, battles.
Yeah.
Hard fought as well.
Yeah.
It just at times it was so close because he just wasn't moving anywhere, and that made it.
Yeah. Gassy says that the box was on the table next to me all day. I was too busy on the field. I didn't know that there was a box of cake.
When was the last time you went to Specsavers? Have you got
this year.
glasses?
Changed. So I suppose I'll end the stream here. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Thank you to you guys for actually joining and being on the stream with us. Hopefully, we might see if we can we'll do this again next week if you guys are up for it, and maybe see if we can get another guest in. Maybe not. Who knows? Thank you very much for joining us, and I shall see you all later. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Would anyone like to?
Right.
Bye.
Toodles.